I'm Lisa Shea, and we're here at the beautiful Robert H. Goddard Park in Auburn, Massachusetts. Today we're going to be doing wax resist artwork with crayons and watercolors. So we're going to use for inspiration the beauty of the Robert H. Goddard Park to have us have rockets and landscapes and other things that we can feature here. Be sure to watch the photography video first because we're going to use those photos as models. So you can either come out here and take pictures for yourself, or I've got a bunch of pictures for you on the bvaa.org website if you want to use those instead. So either way, come join me for some fun in making wax resist paintings. Let's talk with you about Crayon Resist. I really like the Crayon Resist style. And let me show you my sample Crayon Resist. Here we go. So with Crayon Resist, first I drew it in pencil, and then I took a white crayon and I traced the pencil lines. Now what this does is, see these places where I drew the lines with the white crayon? The white crayon won't take the watercolor on it because this is wax, and the watercolor, the water in it, won't stay on top of the wax, so it goes up to the edge of the wax, and it makes lines that you can then paint within, and it creates these nice ripply edges just naturally. So when I was doing this other one, I had to myself stay within the lines with my brush, because if I painted on the outside of the tree branch, then the paint would go on the outside of the tree branch. With this, it creates a little barrier for you, and you could still paint on the other side of it. I mean, if I wanted to paint on the other side green, I could. But the Crayon Resist gives it this nice edging that when the paint hits the white resist, it stops going all by itself. So it creates a pretty effect that I like. So let's give this a try. Alright, so first we're going to start by drawing the design in pencil, so we have something to trace with the crayon. And the reason for that is that the crayon is white and the paper is white, so when you draw with a white crayon you aren't going to really be able to see what you're doing. So it's good to have a guideline to be able to actually see, which is what this pencil is. So you generally want to draw light, but it is up to you how you want to draw this. Alright, so we got the top of the rocket, got the down slope. Now I'm drawing pretty much from memory, so this is getting further and further from the actual rocket shape, which is okay. This is all getting very impressionistic. It's just your thought of the rocket. And again, this is just light and rough because this is going to provide a guideline for the crayon. Bottom ring, 4 little supports, and the base, and you don't even have to draw this ring if you don't want to. You can have your rocket out in space. Which actually, you know, yeah, let's use our eraser. Let's do that. We're going to make this one in space. There you go, look. The ring is gone. Excellent. Alright. So we got some lines up here, a line there, and there with the little square thing, there with the circle thing, now I think, I'll go back and look at my original. Actually, under the circle thing, again, you can make whatever designs you want. You don't have to copy the Polaris missile that is in the park. You can make whatever decorations you want on your version. Okay, so this. I just happen to be copying it in case your aim is to copy it. But you can put whatever designs and symbols on yours that you want. Alright, so this is the space version of this rocket. Trace out little lines in between. Alright, so now we got the base design done. Well, let's draw some planets in. Let's draw in a Jupiter kind of planet with some rings. Or is it Saturn? Saturn kind of planet with some rings. Draw in another planet with some swirly stuff. Put that planet over there. Let's draw in another little UFO in the background. Alright, let's get us some things to work with. Now we're going to trace each of these with the white crayon. So generally, wherever we have pencil, we're going to put white crayon. Now the trick is, you probably can't even see where the white crayon is, because it's white on white. And that is a challenge, to be able to see what you have drawn and what you have not drawn with the white crayon. But if you look at the paper from the side, you can generally see a little bit of shine from it. And I'll try holding it up to the camera. You might be able to see a little bit of shininess where the crayon is. So look at it from different angles so you can figure out what you have painted and what you have not painted. Alright. Get the little lines. Now I will note that most crayons tend to be fairly thick, so you're not going to get thin lines with this, and that's not the purpose. The purpose is to get big general use lines. Alright, so I've got the lines filled in. Now I'm going to start with the background on this one. And I'm going to want this background to be dark. So this will take me a little while to get the background all painted in, but that's okay. So again, I'm doing it all with water first. And I'll do this in sections because this water is going to dry. I want to be able to get stuff into it before it all gets dry again. It's already starting to dry. Alright, so we'll get this. We'll go with very dark blue. I'll do a little blue. You see how that sort of swirls and stuff? Creates nice textures there. this side. Get a little more blue. Here. Alright, I'm deliberately not painting a lot underneath the rocket because I want to be able to put flames in there. I don't want it to be too dark there. And you can see, even though this is a thicker watercolor paper, that it is making little ridges here. So it's like a ridge forming in here. And that's okay. Let's just add to the spacey feel of it. A bit of purple in there. A little bit here. A little bit of purpley. Alright, I'm going to switch to a smaller brush and add some little bursts of color to be little stars and little, because this is outer space. Who knows what's in outer space? A little bit of yellow. A little bit of yellow in here. What other colors might we have in outer space? I don't know, maybe a little green? Maybe some dark blue. Who knows what dark blue might be. So then we'll go like this. Alright. So now we got lots of nice background colors. Clean up a little edges there. And now we need all of this stuff to dry before we start working on the spaceship itself. So this one is going to go back into the drying pile. Alright, this is not quite dry yet. You can still see that there's wet spots, but the main parts are dry, which means that we can work on the center area. Alright, what color do we want to make this? Well, most of it is blue. We haven't done one red yet. For some reason I tend to do lots of blues and purples and things. But we'll do one red. How about this red? Alright, so when the paint gets to the crayon, stops against the crayon and it creates this cool ridged edge effect, which I am fond of. So you're looking at the pencil because the pencil is what you can see. You can't really see where the crayon is, but then the crayon will show up as you get close to it. I'll go in here. clear. So you can see how it stops the paint all by itself, because the wax of the crayon resists the water and doesn't allow the water to put any paint in that area. And go this way. And go over here. Like I said, you can do these in any style that you want, but we'd love to see what your ending results are. So you can go to the Facebook page for the Blackstone Valley Art Association. We have a web page at bvaa.org. We're on Twitter, and Instagram, and Pinterest, and Flickr. So we're in most major social networks where you can find us. Alright, some more red in this area. Alright, so there's that stuff. So while that is drying, what color should we make these planets? Let's fill this planet in with water. And I like purple. I admit that I like purple. So put a little purple and just let it swirl. Yeah. See, I like the way that it likes to swirl on its own. We'll add in a little gold. There we go. Do this planet over here. We'll do a dark blue. That's sort of cool. Ah, no, see, it escaped a little. That's alright. See if we can rescue that a little. Ah, nope, made it worse. There we go. I've saved it. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to add some water over here. This planet. Which one? This could be an orange planet, I suppose. And then we'll do some orange for this planet. It's a nice light orange. Here we go. And what color should we make the spaceship over here? So we could make it black. This is a black spaceship. There we go. Alright. Let's add some flames to the bottom of the rocket. Alright, we got some flames. What should the alternating color with the red be? I don't know. Different colors give you different impressions. So red and green would be sort of Christmassy. I've already got a blue background, so I don't really want to do red and blue. Oh, we could do red and black. Oh, red and black. there. Got about 20 minutes left in this painting session. We'll see what we wind up doing after this. Oh, I could just do crayon. Alright, so we could do just a crayon one next. This one was a Crayon Resist, so we had a white crayon used in its creation. But the next one we'll do will just be crayon alone. Just in case anyone out there wants to give that a try. Alright, then we're going down here. And doing up here. And painting this way. You see, you can do whatever colors you want, whatever shapes you want. Do down here. Do the little black bottom area. And do this way. Oh, I suppose we need to do the painting down here. And oh, that's a little bright. Let's bring it over here and add some water to it. It'll be a little too bright for our purposes in here. That's okay. This up later. Extra little sticks. Just adding a little texture to our scene. Alright, we got the rings. Got this blue one over here. It's got a little too monochromatic blue. Well, I suppose what we could do I'm just using water now. Add some swirls in it. There we go. That looks sort of cool. This gold planet over here looks like it can use a little something. We'll give it a little green. How about that? A little bit of continent kind of stuff going on there. Alright, so we got our rocket. I don't know, that still looks a little too blue down here. So I'm just using plain water. Scrape away some of the color and just drying it off on my fingers. make it a little lighter. Oh, see, I'm lifting the color up. Often people wipe this off on a napkin or something. I had napkins around here somewhere, but I don't see them, so it's okay. My hands washed. That's a little better. Alright, we got a couple of big planets. Maybe we need a few little planets. What color are planets generally? Yeah, we got a few little purple planets. A little purple planet there. A purple planet there. Little one there. That looks sort of spacey, huh? Alright. So that one has mostly dried. That was the ink and watercolor. This one is drying, which is the Crayon Resist with watercolor.